Hello everybody. This isn't my usual style, but I think I'm making a cry for help, and I'll try and explain to you how I feel. I always try to be really positive when we look to the future, but today we feel quite in despair. The lockdown in Morocco seems to continue, and on the evidence it seems unlikely that the borders are going to open before the summer. So there goes my trip in June, when I was hoping to go and bring so much needed equipment back to the refuge. And of course, even more importantly, we don't have the visitors that we so much rely on. But when the pandemic started, 18 months ago now, I did go online and say I didn't know how we were going to cope. And we did, because people were incredibly supportive and generous. And without that, we wouldn't have been able to help with the Kalesh horses, start our horse project where we have horses who were starving, we've given another life to. We wouldn't be able to have increased our mule population, because now that horses are so cheap in Morocco, people are abandoning their mules and buying a horse because it has more status. So there are a lot more mules who really need help. And of course, the donkeys. The donkeys on one level seem to be easing off. I think we've been through the worst of the abandonment, I hope, in Marrakesh, but we're having a lot more broken legs. We're not sure why, but it is happening. Whether it's lack of nutrition, we really don't know. We're quite bewildered. You will know that I posted yesterday that we took 2 mules from Casablanca, near to Casablanca. For those of you that live in Morocco, if I said Stat, you'll know exactly where I mean. But one of them had been so badly stabbed, both on the hip and in the shoulder. Vet was able to treat him, and he seems a lot more comfortable today, and he isn't kicking, so he's obviously not in so much pain. His companion, who is utterly devoted to him, came with him, and it would have been dreadful if they'd had to be separated. And then tonight we have just brought in from the Palmery a donkey that was very well looked after, possibly too well looked after, because it's either overweight or pregnant, we're not sure which, but again had broken a leg. The vets had recommended euthanasia, but Ayoub went over with Simo and they had a look at it, and they are determined to give it a go, and I've posted a short video about that. What I want to say is our food bill has doubled. Our medical bills have doubled. You will see from the photographs I post soon that the donkey that came in, I had to rush down to the pharmacy to buy loads and loads of cotton wool. We didn't have enough left in the clinic. She's had painkillers, she's had anti-inflammatories and antibiotics, and she will have antibiotics for a week. And so many of our animals are on antibiotics now. And the amazing thing is they're surviving, and people are so appreciative. And the next generation is learning of that, I have no doubt. But still, our expenses have doubled. So what I'm saying to you is that we depend very much, apart from generous gifts that we receive, and we will always be grateful for that. Our backbone in many ways are the people who will send £5 a month, the cost of a cup of coffee, some 10, some 15, and so on. For us, we value everybody, whether it's £1, £3 or £5. But if you could tell some of your neighbours and people you know, or your family, our story, if another group of people could make those monthly donations, we would maybe begin to cope with our growing food bill. And people may say, well, what's in it for us? Well, firstly, from us, you will know exactly where your money goes, because we're very transparent, we're very public, and you can watch us day by day. And it isn't just about food for the donkeys. It's their owners, many of whom have been in poverty. We need now to employ extra staff because we have 2 new sets of stables built, one in a top field and one in the bottom field. And it takes the staff, maybe 7 minutes to walk between the 2 if they're walking quickly. And we need more men. We need more men on the ground. So we're going to have to do that. And we will do it. I'm not quite sure how yet, but I promise you we will. But I'm saying from the heart, really, I try so hard to be positive. I want you all to love Morocco. I want you to come back to Morocco when the borders open. I want you to come and visit us. You'll be treated like royalty. But in the meantime, we have to continue, and we must find a way of continuing. So once again, thank you for listening, and I'll update tomorrow on some of our latest admissions. Good night.